Okay, so today we will be starting with heart of ox. Okay, so let us start with heart of ox. And before starting the heart, we should know what is pericardium. What is pericardium? Pericardium is the outer covering of the heart. So what is pericardium? Wait a second. Pericardium. It is the covering of the heart or the sac in which heart lies. Okay. Now pericardium is made up of two layers. It is double layer. Okay, two layers. What are those two layers? Fibrous and serous. Okay, fibrous. Okay, so fibrous is the outermost layer, outer layer, and serous is the inner layer. Okay, serous is the inner layer. ठीक है. Next, serous is further made up of two layers. So those two layers are parietal and visceral. So parietal is the outer layer, and visceral layer, which is also called epicardium, is the inner layer. Okay, so now in between the pericardium and parietal and visceral serous layer, there is a cavity called pericardial cavity. Pericardial cavity, which is filled with liquor pericardi. It is a serous fluid. It is a serous fluid. Okay. Okay. Now let us talk about the wall of the heart. Let us talk about the wall of the heart. So wall of the heart made up of three layers. So what are those three layers? Endocardium, myocardium, and epicardium. Okay, endocardium, myocardium, epicardium. And this epicardium is same as visceral serous layer. Okay. So now let us talk about few terms which are related to heart. So heart has two structures, or two what can we say endings. So one is called the base and one is called the apex. So base, it is also called basis cordis, and apex is also called apex cordis. Okay. Now heart, we are talking about heart. So heart has, what does heart has? So heart has two faces and two borders. We can say faces or surfaces, same. Okay, so two faces and two borders. Okay. So two faces, the two faces are left face and right face. Okay, so left face is called auricular face, and right face is called atrial face. Okay, why auricular face? Because we can see both the auricles. Okay, and why atrial? Because we can see both the atria. Can be seen. Okay, now what are the names of auricles? So auricle, left auricle and left auricle and right auricle. So left auricle and right auricle. Okay, wait. Left auricle and right auricle. So left auricle is called left auricular cordis, and right auricle is called right auricular cordis. Okay, left auricular cordis and right auricular cordis. Okay, now let us talk about both borders. So two borders are cranial border and caudal border. Cranial border and caudal border. Okay. So cranial border and caudal border. Cranial border is formed by right ventricle and caudal border is formed by left ventricle. Okay. Cranial border formed by right ventricle, caudal border formed by left ventricle. Okay. Okay, so one term I discussed here, that apex. So apex, I forgot to mention the point that apex is formed solely by formed by the left ventricle only. Formed by the left ventricle. Okay. Okay. So this is a general. Okay. So now let us move on to grooves on the surface of heart. Grooves on the heart. Surface of the heart. So there are two grooves, main two grooves. Few grooves are also, other grooves are also present. So two main grooves are present on the surface of heart are. First is coronary groove, and second is interventricular groove. Coronary groove and interventricular groove. So if you talk about coronary groove, then it separates the heart into atria and ventricle, and interventricular groove separates the heart into ventricle. The heart into ventricles. Okay, separates the heart into ventricles. Easy. Now there is one more groove called intermediate groove. Intermediate groove. Okay. Now it is not present in all species. So for example, it is well developed in ox. Well developed in ox or cattle. Also present on the caudal border. Present on the caudal border. Present on the caudal border. Okay. Okay. So now let us talk about what are auricles. What is the difference between auricle and atrium? Auricle and atrium. Okay. Auricles and atrium. What is the difference between auricle and atrium? So if you talk about auricle, then these are the extensions or appendages arising from the atria itself. Okay, and the atria are itself the main chambers. These are themselves the main chamber. These are the main chambers. Okay, so these are the main chambers. Okay, so let's move on to next point. Let's move on to next point. That is and that is that the inner wall of auricles is rough. Okay, and here the inner wall is smooth. Okay. Why are these rough? Why are the inner wall rough? Because of the presence of musculi pectinati. Okay. What are musculi pectinati? Parallel ridges in the wall of auricles. Okay. So what are musculi pectinati? Parallel muscular ridges in the wall of auricles. Okay, so these are the two main differences between the auricle and atrium. Okay, so auricle and atrium are not the same as we were taught in earlier classes, like for 11th and 12th. These are same, but these are not actually the same. Okay, okay. So now let us move on to next point, that is the blood vessels arising from the heart. Okay, so let's move on to blood vessels arising from the heart. Okay, blood vessels arising from the heart. So if we talk about the blood vessels arising from the heart, wait. So the blood vessels arising from the heart, the first one which you have to study is pulmonary trunk. Pulmonary trunk. Okay. Pulmonary trunk. So from where does it arise? It arises at the base of right ventricle. Okay. Arises from right ventricle. Okay. Gets divided into left and right pulmonary arteries and supplies to the lungs. Supply to the lungs. Easy? Okay. So this was pulmonary trunk. Let's move on to second. That is aorta or aorta. Okay. So if we talk about aorta, then it arises from left ventricle. From left ventricle. Okay. Arises from left ventricle. Okay. Next is regarding to aorta, branches of aorta. So we will discuss these in detail in the next another lecture of on aorta. So, but now I will give you a brief summary of what are the branches and everything. So, branches of aorta, there are two main branches. First is coronary arteries and CBCT. Coronary arteries and CBCT. Okay, so coronary arteries, what are coronary arteries? So these are again of two types, two, left and right. Coronary artery, and these supply to the wall of heart. Coronary artery means supply to the wall of heart. Supplies to the wall of heart. Okay, supplies to a wall of heart. And what about CBCT? CBCT, first it arises from the aortic arch. Okay, it arises from the aortic arch. Meaning, what is aortic arch? So aortic arch is the aorta when it arises from the left ventricle, base of the left ventricle, then it slightly curves, and then it forms a arch that is called aortic arch. Okay. Okay. So this is about CBCT. Okay. Now CBCT, more points, that CBCT gives off two branches while in the thoracic cavity. See, let me draw a rough diagram, then it will be more clear. Suppose that this is the heart, not this. This is the heart. Okay, what this is? This is heart. This is the heart. Okay. And let us suppose that this and this. Now it is looking like a heart, somewhat looking like a heart. Okay, it is not a window, it is a heart. Okay, so let me write it here. This is left atrium, left ventricle, right atrium, right ventricle. Okay. Okay. Simple. This is clear. Okay. Now, from where does what arises? So from the base of it. So this is the base. Wait. This is the base, and this is the apex. It is opposite in the heart. Apex is at the downside, downward, ventral side, and base at the dorsal side. Okay. So from here, base of the left ventricle, that is from here, it arises aorta. Aorta arises. So that is called aorta. Okay. And from the base of right ventricle, one trunk arises, that is called pulmonary trunk. Like this. Okay. So what is this? This is aorta. And this structure here is, this shape is called aortic arch. This is called aortic arch. Okay. So this pulmonary trunk, this is pulmonary trunk. Okay. So this pulmonary trunk now further divides into left and right pulmonary arteries. So it goes to each lung. Okay. And here this is the aorta and this is aortic arch. So it is, heart is in the thoracic cavity. So here it is in the thoracic cavity. So next it enters into the abdominal it moves into the thoracic cavity. Then it passes the diaphragm. So this is suppose the diaphragm. This is the diaphragm. So it crosses the diaphragm and enters into the abdominal cavity. Okay. So here it is called thoracic aorta. Thoracic aorta. And here it is called abdominal aorta. And what is this? This is the diaphragm. Okay. Okay. So we don't have to study abdominal aorta now, thoracic aorta, nothing. We have to just study the aorta. So this is aorta. Okay. Now from the aorta only, while the aorta is in the thoracic cavity, two branches arises that are called left and right subclavian artery. Okay. So left and right subclavian artery, for example, let us suppose it arises from here. So left and right subclavian artery. Okay, no issues. I just made a rough diagram to show that indeed these arteries arise from aorta. Okay, so they are left and right subclavian artery. Okay, so you will write the points here again. So CBCT, from the CBCT, two branches arises. Acha, what is now CBCT? What is actually CBCT? Problem brachial sphincter. What is CBCT? So when from the aorta left and right coronary arteries arises, then the remaining structure is called CBCT. Okay, and from the CBCT two branches arises. Okay, and we will discuss this in detail in the lecture on aorta. Okay, so two branches arises. So those two branches are left. Why am I not writing the right? Left subclavian or axillary artery and right subclavian artery or right axillary artery. Okay. Okay. So these go to folding. These go to supplies to folding. Okay. Okay. So this is about CBCT. Okay. Okay. Now what happens after the subclavian vein is detached from the subclavian arteries? Sorry, not vein. Subclavian arteries are detached from the aorta. Then what happens is that the CBCT can get converted into bicarotid trunk, and bicarotid trunk which further produces common carotid artery. Bicarotid trunk further produces common carotid artery, and this common carotid artery goes to head and neck. So we don't have to discuss this now. Okay. So now we move on to heart again. So we got distracted from the heart. Okay. Now we have to study two important structures. First is called ductus arteriosus, and other is called foramen ovale. Okay. Foramen ovale and ductus arteriosus. Okay. So let us discuss it. Okay. So ductus arteriosus. So what is ductus arteriosus? Okay, I will not discuss ductus arteriosus first. I will discuss not ductus arteriosus. I will discuss the ligamentum arteriosum. Ligamentum arteriosum. Okay. So what is ligamentum arteriosum? Ligamentum arteriosum is a remnant of. It is a remnant of ductus arteriosus. Ductus arteriosus. And what is ductus arteriosus? It was a small duct or blood vessel duct which directly connected pulmonary trunk to aorta. Pulmonary trunk to aorta. Okay. Now why was it present? It was present in the fetal life. Okay. Only present in the fetal life. Okay. Only present in the fetal life. Okay. So why was the need of ductus arteriosus to be present? So the need of ductus arteriosus to be present was because in the fetal life lungs are non-functional. They are filled with fluid. So since lungs are non-functional, so there is no need to send that blood directly to the pulmonary trunk, then to the lungs. So blood entered into pulmonary trunk and then through ductus arteriosus it went directly into the aorta. Right? Okay. There is one more structure which you have to study, which I wrote here, that is called foramen ovale. So foramen ovale, opening in the right in the interatrial septum, okay, and in fetal life only serves the same purpose. Okay. So now few terms are left, so let us discuss that term and end this lecture. So the first one which you have to study here is moderator band. So what is moderator band? So it is a it is a muscular band of heart tissue. In the right ventricle of the heart, and its function is to convey the impulse of the AV bundle. Okay, so that is for moderator band. Easy. Okay. So I think so one term is left, that is for conus arteriosus. So what is conus arteriosus? It is a triangular muscular area between the right ventricle and pulmonary artery. So that's it for today's lecture. Thank you very much.